Hello, everyone, and welcome to our journey back in time. Today, we're exploring a story of courage, hope, and the pursuit of a dream, the birth of the United States of America. It all started with a single step, a brave voyage into the unknown. Across the ocean, a new dream began. For centuries, brave men and women looked across the vast Atlantic, seeing not just water but the promise of a new beginning. They boarded wooden ships, leaving behind everything they knew, driven by a powerful desire for something more. The journey was long and perilous, a true test of their resolve, but the hope of a better life burned brighter than any storm. People arrived searching for freedom. As their feet touched the shores of this new world, they were greeted by endless forests and a sky that seemed to stretch on forever. These were not conquerors seeking gold, but families seeking a place to build, to worship, and to live without fear. They came from different lands with different customs, but they shared a common yearning, the freedom to chart their own destiny. Their hopeful expressions, illuminated by the warm light of a new dawn, tell a story of incredible resilience. 13 colonies stood together. From these humble beginnings, settlements grew into towns, and towns into colonies. From New Hampshire's rocky coast to Georgia's sunny plains, 13 distinct communities took root. They were different in many ways, their economies, their societies, their very ways of life. But as they grew, they began to see themselves not just as British subjects, but as something new, something unique. An identity was forming, forged in the wilderness and strengthened by shared experience. Voices rose against unfair rule. As the years passed, the connection to the mother country across the sea became strained. The colonists felt the heavy hand of a distant government, one that imposed taxes without their consent and passed laws that stifled their growth. A murmur of dissent grew into a chorus of protest. In town squares and assembly halls, ordinary people, farmers, merchants, artisans began to speak out. They weren't asking for violence, but for fairness, for the simple right to have a say in their own governance. July 4th, freedom was declared. The peaceful pleas eventually met with deaf ears, and the colonists faced a monumental choice. In the summer of 1776, representatives from the 13 colonies gathered in Philadelphia. With careful thought and courageous hearts, they drafted a document that would change the world. It declared that all men are created equal, endowed with certain unalienable rights. On July 4th, the Declaration of Independence was adopted and a new nation, conceived in liberty, was born. A long and difficult war for independence followed. This declaration was not an end, but a beginning. The colonists, now Americans, had to fight to make their words a reality. The path was brutal and filled with hardship. They faced the most powerful army in the world, enduring freezing winters and devastating losses. Yet their spirit never broke. Led by figures like George Washington, the Continental Army fought with a determination that came from knowing they were fighting for their homes, their families, and their future. A new government was formed for the people. After securing their independence, the Founding Fathers faced another immense challenge, creating a government that would protect the freedoms they had fought so hard to win. They debated, they argued, and they compromised. The result was the United States Constitution, a revolutionary blueprint for a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It established a system of checks and balances to prevent any one person or group from becoming too powerful, ensuring that liberty would be preserved for generations to come. The nation grew, facing new challenges. The story didn't end there. The young country expanded westward, a journey of pioneers and explorers that was also marked by conflict and complex moral questions. The nation grappled with the deep-seated issue of slavery, a contradiction to its founding ideals, which would eventually lead to a devastating civil war. Through it all, America continued to evolve, striving, often imperfectly, to live up to the promise of its founding. Immigrants continued to build the American dream. Just as in the colonial days, people from all over the world continued to see America as a beacon of hope. They flocked to its shores, seeking refuge, opportunity, and a chance to contribute their own unique thread to the nation's fabric. They built railroads, worked in factories, and started businesses, enriching the country with their cultures and their hard work, constantly redefining what it means to be an American. Today, the journey continues for all. The story of America is not a closed chapter in a history book. It's a living, breathing narrative that we are all a part of. The struggle for a more perfect union, for liberty and justice for all, is ongoing. It requires our participation, our understanding, and our commitment to the ideals that sparked this incredible journey centuries ago. The American flag waving slowly in the wind is more than just a piece of cloth. It's a symbol of this enduring journey to freedom, a reminder of where we've been and the path that still lies ahead. Thank you so much for joining us on this historical exploration. We hope this story of the birth of America inspires you as much as it inspires us. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. We'll see you next time.